Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanishing Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanis. This is episode 381, season 16. Today's date is November 10th, 2024, and welcome to the show. Yes, another podcast episode today. On today's program, I'm going to talk about the movie Candyman that came out in 1992. And the reason I'm going to talk about this movie is its star, Actor Tony Todd. He passed away this week, and he was Candyman. And they also filmed in Chicago. They filmed locations there, and I'll discuss that. Also, I'm going to read off a menu from the Chances Are restaurants in Chicago. They had several locations, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to read off a menu and see what items they had back then. So, like I said, it's going to be it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, sorry to pause. Okay. Before we get started, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Snow Crop 5 of Alive fruit juice drink. You remember 5 Alive? Yeah, I do. So here's a commercial from the late 1970s, actually 1979. And so sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the show, folks. Thank you.
Okay, 5 Alive, refresh me. Wow!
Okay, 5 Alive, refresh me. Wow!
It's new Snow Crop 5 Alive with 60% real juice made from 5 delicious fruits. Tangerine, lemon, grapefruit, lime, and orange make one thirst-quenching, all-natural, refreshing taste.
Wow! 5 Alive sure refreshes me.
New Snow Crop 5 Alive, the all-natural refresher.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Snow Crop 5 Alive fruit juice drink. I remember the commercials very well when I was growing up, as a teenager and in my 20s. I'm giving you the history of this wonderful product. Okay, here we go. So it was created by Minute Maid, the orange juice company. And the reason they call it 5 Alive was name of the 5 colors of the logo of the five fruit juices each variety contained. So I'm thinking, probably, let's see, they probably have lemon, lime, grapefruit, orange, and tangerine. Yeah, I think I got them all, according to the commercial. And it was introduced like maybe 1978, 79, and then the catchphrase was "Get a taste of life," like that. So, also in the 1980s, they released it in cartons, like juice drinks, all the way from the 80s to the 90s. And by the 1990s, it was no longer produced in the United States, and then it was continued in Canada, and that was that. So I don't think it's around. No, I don't think so. But they had other flavors after that, besides the ones that I just mentioned. So they had, so it was citrus, like those flavors, orange, lemon, grapefruit, tangerine, lime. They had passionate peach citrus. That was peach, grape, orange, passion fruit, and lemon. Also tropical citrus, orange, apricot, guava, mango, and passion fruit. They had berry citrus, apple, black currant, grape, raspberry, and strawberry. Mango citrus, not circus. Mango, kiwi fruit, dragon fruit, granadilla, and banana. Pomegranate citrus, grape, orange, pomegranate, tangerine, lemon. And the last one, it was snow crop. They changed. Well, they dropped the tangerine and they added cherry. That's what happened. Oh, and also the grapefruit is gone, and they replaced it with pineapple. I've had it when I was younger. It was not bad. It was pretty good, like that. As for vitamins, probably had vitamin C. Yeah, so that's good. Also had a lot of sugar. You know how that goes. So It was just not in the United States. They also had it in the UK and other parts of the other country, other countries in the world that had that. So I don't know. It just came to my mind about this place. Not this place. The product. Excuse me. It's Sunday. I'm just low. So it's kind of a shame. So if you want to drink fruit juice, orange juice, just be careful. Sugar is like, well, for me, it's prostate cancer's enemy, so you got to watch it. Yeah, so, but it's healthy too. It's better than pop, of course, like that. All right. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned I'm going to talk about the 1992 movie Candyman that starred actor Tony Todd, who just passed away recently. I will talk about the movie, my memories of watching the movie, the actor, and also their film locations. So this will be fun. Also, I'll talk about chances are restaurants. I'll read off a menu. I've talked about this restaurant before, many episodes ago. So why not? I'll just revisit. It'll be kind of fun because it was a fun restaurant. So I'll explain. Okay. Before I get started, I'll mention one thing. I talked about my health, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I fully explained yesterday, so we'll just wait and see. But tomorrow I'll call the doctor and see what's up, because I'm scheduled for a scan. Hopefully get this soon. I did some research about the medicine he mentioned. It was called Pluvito. And I did some research on that. And it's like 6 injections over a 6-week period. Sounds like a lot, but according to studies, and it does work after a couple of them, and it does drop the PSA down. I hope it does. But depending on the scan of what's going on with me, we'll see. Maybe I don't need it. Maybe I do. I don't know. We'll have to wait. So I'll keep you posted on that. And that's it. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about Candyman. I just want to mention, it has nothing to do with the song that's sang by Sammy Davis Jr. in 1972. I love that song. I remember, here's a brief memory of this. I remember when I watched BJ and the Dirty Dragon show, where Maynard, if you remember him, with the Thuptwangers, he had a bag full of candy, and they sang that song and he was reaching out to his bag, and he's taking out candy, and they sang that. I remembered that. It was kind of cool. I don't know if the video exists. Nah, probably not. But that was a big hit for Sammy Davis Jr. Beyond his other songs, It's still a catchy tune. I like it. I really do. Okay. Now we're going to talk about the movie. I'm sorry about that. Didn't mean to go off subject. So Candyman was released in October 16th, 1992 in the United States. That starred Virginia Madsen. She was from Chicago. Tony Todd, Xander Berkeley, and Vanessa E. Williams. Not Vanessa Williams that we all know. This is another Vanessa E. Williams. Used to be on Melrose Place, and she was on Days of Our Lives. I used to see her. I watched her with my mom, and she was great. Very good actress. Okay. It's based on a short story called The Forbidden, and it's from the author Clive Barker. Excuse me. So the film is about a Chicago graduate completing a thesis on urban legends and folklore, and that led her to the legend of the Candyman. And the Candyman was the ghost of an African-American artist and son of a slave who was murdered in the late 19th century for his relationship with the daughter of a wealthy white man. Ooh, like that. So, I remember seeing the promos on television. I've never seen the movie at the time. When it was on video, or maybe video. I saw it on video. I was scared of it. It was like, ooh, this scary movie. it's some music that did this to me. And I liked the movie, and because I love to watch movies that filmed in Chicago, and it was very good. And Candyman was one of the scariest monsters that ever was created. It ranks up to like Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, from Friday the 13th and others, or in Chucky, the doll. So they filmed, one of the things I remember is like if you said his name 5 times before you approach a mirror, he appears, and he does, and he does. I don't remember if he spoke. I don't remember that, probably, and it's been a long time since I've seen the movie. Anyway, and then he murders people. So I don't want to give away the plot. You have to go see the movie yourself. But they did film the movie in Chicago, and the locations of the movie, I'll tell you right now where they filmed it. So give me a moment. Here we go. So it was filmed in several locations. I'm sure there were more. So one, of course, that stood out was Cabrini Green, the housing project. We've heard this place for many years, since the 1970s, even the 60s. That's where Good Times was set, supposedly. And it was just, but it's been torn down. I don't think there's any buildings remaining. Not really. No, it's just gone. And they, replaced it with apartment buildings and condos, and it's very nice. And you don't hear much about it in the news anymore. They used to. The biggest news was when Jane Byrne was the mayor. She stayed there, and that was a big deal. And she was fine. I know it was a publicity stunt, but it was funny. She did that. I don't know. That was her idea at the time. So, okay. The other location was North Park Village. That's up north. Also, there was this church. It was called the Northside Strangers Home Baptist Church. That was at 617 West Evergreen, and that was in the Cabrini Green area. And they also an abandoned chapel somewhere else, some other church. It doesn't specify. Also, Marina City, the Museum of Contemporary Art, the University of Illinois in Chicago, the Penn Central Freight Yards, if you've heard about that, and also at an apartment at 1360 North Sandburg Terrace. That's where Helen, played by Virginia Madsen, lived. That was her building. So, the funny thing about it, it was a short story, and it was set in Liverpool, England. But the director, his name was Bernard Rose. He moved to film in Chicago because he loved the architecture of that, and so he changed that. There was some controversy with this movie, like it was about race and all that. But, a lot of people didn't complain about that. I didn't hear anything or like that. To me, it's a movie. I mean, big deal. Like that. So, anyway, it did very well, and it had 2 other sequels. Tony Todd starred in those. I don't know about other actors that returned. Anyway, Tony Todd, he was an American actor. He passed away November 6th, about 4 days ago. And he was best known for this role. He also starred in a lot of movies and a lot of TV. He was a busy guy, and I think his first movie was Platoon. He was in that. And he also played in Star Trek The Next Generation and Star Trek Deep Space Nine. He did that. And he did voice. He did voice acting, voiceovers. Particularly in the movie The Flash. I love that show. And he also did Darkseid in the DC animated movies. And also did video games and all that. So he was born in Washington, D.C., and then, he attended the University of Connecticut. He studied theater. So he was a very well-educated man like that. And my memories of Tony Todd was not in the movies. I saw him at Fan Expo. Well, it was Wizard World out in Rosemont, Illinois, at the convention center, and he was there. He was sitting right there. I wish I went to see him, but I didn't. So, so he was signing autographs and talking to people. I wish I went to speak to him, but I didn't. So that was a shame, because he seemed like a very nice guy. He really did. He was very polite. And, big person like that. Okay. So, Candyman is a classic. It's a classic movie, classic horror movie, that is. Yeah. So, would I rewatch it? Sure. Why not? If I'm in the mood, I'll watch it. The promos are scary enough for me. That's, but you can watch them on YouTube, or you can watch the movie there, or you can stream it. I'm sure it's there. But I think it's a good Halloween movie, in my opinion. And I'm sure other people would agree with me like that. So when the news was announced of his death, a lot of people were very sad. And he was interviewed I believe he was interviewed by Svengoolie. I think he was. Yeah, I think so. Probably years ago at a convention. So, so that's a shame. So my condolences to his family, but his work will live on. Okay. All right. So right now I'm going to take a quick break. And when I come back, I'm going to talk about chances are restaurants. And I'm going to read off a menu from that wonderful restaurant. Okay. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back, folks. Thank you. Okay, everyone, I am back. Right now, I'm going to talk about Chances Are Restaurant. There were a few locations in the Chicagoland area. When I was a kid, I used to see this. The name of it, that is. I see that, but personally, I never went there. I wish I did. I wish I did. I heard it was good. The food was good too. According to people mentioned it on my page, Fan Chicagoland. So before I get started with the menu, I will tell you the locations of the restaurant. So bear with me. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right. So, okay, so it was, the locations were 1528 North Wells Street in Chicago's Old Town. I don't know which was first, because I think it moved to another location. So I'm not sure about that. Let's see what it is. I think it was like 1533 or something like that. I don't know which was first. It could be... It could be that one, or it could be the other one. I think it could be either or the other. If someone would remember it, please comment, and let me know. And maybe next time when I talk about it, I'll do that. Also, it was located in Skokie at 10027 North Skokie Boulevard, right across the street from Old Orchard Shopping Center. There is a photo of that on, the internet. It looks real cool. It was also at Lincoln Park area, 2725 North Clark Street, and it opened in June 1971, according to the menu. Yeah, so that's great. Let's see what else. I don't think it was anywhere else, like on the western suburbs. No. South Side, it was. They had two locations. One was at Harper Court at 5225 South Harper in Chicago. It might have moved somewhere else in Hyde Park. I don't know, maybe. But I know one thing for sure. It was located at the River Oaks Shopping Center in Calumet City at 159th and Torrance. And a lot of people that follow my page mentioned that, and they went there. So the restaurant opened probably around the late 1960s, at the time where, the hippie era, like that. I don't know if this is the place where they drop the peanuts on the floor, because there were a lot of restaurants like that, like the Pickle Barrel or like Ground Round. Maybe it was that. I'm not sure. So according to some people, like I said before, the food was good. They served, alcoholic drinks, and it was like a fun place, just to hang out with your friends or get a quick bite to eat, stuff like that. Okay. So right now I'm going to talk about the menu. So I'll have it right here. In just a moment, please. I will get it up. Here we go. Here we are. Here's the menu. Now, according to the menu, it said bill of fare. It means like grill open continuously Monday through Saturday at 11:30 a.m. And then Sundays it's not open till noon. Okay. So they had chili and soup du jour, soup of the day. The prices were, chili was like 75 cents and soup du jour was like 60 cents. Wow. That's cheap. And what it was famous for? Their steak burger. So it's a half pound of beef, on your choice, you had, it was on a dark bun or white bun, which you like, with fries, raw onions, lettuce, and pickle. No tomato. Oh, that sounds good to me. And if you wanted cheese, 15 cents extra. Okay. Anyway, they also had corned beef on rye. You know what that is, Of course, they also have Reuben sandwich. I'm not a fan of Reuben sandwich because I don't like rye bread because it tastes kind of funny. But you know what a Reuben sandwich consists of? It consists of corned beef with Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, layered between rye bread and grilled. And that came with fries and pickle. That cost, the corned beef cost $1.80 and the Reuben cost $1.95. The chances are steak burger was $1.65. They also had a children's special. And either you have, the children's special costs $1. Either you get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or a grilled cheese sandwich with fries and coleslaw. I don't know if many kids like coleslaw. When I was a kid, I didn't care for it. But now I love it. It depends. Okay, so the other items they had is golden chicken in a basket, or fantail shrimp in a basket. So the golden chicken is golden brown chicken, French, it's served the usual, French fries, fried potatoes, like that, or a cup of honey and coleslaw. And the fantail shrimp is French fried, the same, with, it says here, a special remoulade sauce. I don't know what that is. So the golden chicken was $2.60 and the shrimp was $2.75. Now, the next item was beef shish kebab. It was chunks of tender beef marinated in our special sauce, skewered with tomatoes, mushrooms, onions, green peppers, and charboiled broth to serve piping hot with fries. Now, I'm Greek and I love shish kebab. I don't like tomatoes or peppers on it. I like no mushrooms either. I know I'm finicky. I've been told by my parents and my brothers and everyone else. And so that sounds delicious. It really does. And it costs $2.95. Pretty good. Like that. Also, they had onion rings for 80 cents. As for drinks, they had beer on draft and free peanuts. That's where it comes. The peanuts. You drop them on the floor. So that's good. So you open the shells, eat your peanuts, drop the shells on the floor. I would like to see somebody in action, when everyone's leaving the restaurant, they take a big sweep broom, or one of those long brooms, and just sweep them all around, and sweep them all away and put the shells in the garbage. Like that. Okay. And they also had desserts, but it doesn't specify what. Probably they had ice cream or cake or something like that. I'm sure and also they had soft drinks. So, I don't know how much the beer costs or like that, but the coffee cost 20 cents back then, and soft drinks was 25 and 50. So I assume that 25 and 50 was either small, medium, or large, or small and large, or small and medium. I don't know. Yeah, so that's the menu of that. So I don't know when the restaurant's closed exactly. Probably mid-70s, I would think. So I don't know. I'm not sure who owned the restaurant back then. I had to do a little digging. But it was a restaurant that was so unforgettable, and it's still talked about to this day. Yeah, that's quite amazing. Like that, we need places like that today. They sort of are around like that, but we need more. So it's funny like that, because when you mention chances are, every time I mention chances are, I think of the song by Johnny Mathis. Chances are, do 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 do. He's a great singer. I don't know where they got the name of that. So, and it's not ARE, it's just the big capital R. Okay, you got that? Good. So, that was fun reading about that, and it was a novelty, the restaurant, that is. So, I like, for me, I would love to go to a place like that, order a burger and fries. If that was still around, I would do that. That's how I am. I've had places that hamburgers were not so good, and other places were awesome, and I would go again. Okay, so that's it for this program. I'll do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about the 1992 movie Candyman that starred Tony Todd and Virginia Madsen. And of course, Tony Todd passed away this week. Also, I talked about the Chances Are restaurants, and I just read off a menu of that place. All right, so this podcast will be published later on today, wherever podcasts are available. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, excuse me. Also, Breaker, Overcast, Audacity, I think, or Audible. You can find it there. I think it's on iHeartRadio. If you have these apps on your devices, like your iPhone or your iPad, you can tap on them. You can tap follow, and then it'll take you right there. And you can listen to the latest episode after you receive a notification. You can listen to previous episodes if you like. Also, be on my blog, www.vanishinggoggleman.blog. You can click on the link. It'll take you right there to the latest episode. And of course, you listen to previous episodes if you have time, or if you feel like it, go ahead. And also be on my YouTube channel again and again and again. People always ask me, where do I find your podcast? Where do I find your podcast? You can find it on YouTube. You can click on, you click on subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. You'll receive a notification of the latest episodes. You can listen to previous episodes if you like, if you have time. They're all there. All of them are there. So they're not going anywhere, which is fun. Also, be sure to my social media accounts, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Reddit, Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, and TikTok. Yeah, I'm on the talk. Like that. Okay. Oh, what's here's a funny story. This happened, I think, yesterday. No, the day before. One of my mom's friends called, to ask how I'm doing. And I said, I'm doing okay. And I explained my situation, my health. And the funny thing, she's on Facebook now. This is nice. And she says, I love watching, she said this in Greek. I love what you put on. It is wonderful. And that's very sweet. Of course, my mom's going, what? She's old fashioned. She don't do technology. No. So what are you going to do? And one last thing I want to mention, I received the Blu-ray the I Love Lucy Blu-ray complete series. I was so excited. After last week, news about my health. I planned on ordering that before that was going to happen. And I watched about a few episodes, maybe about 3 or 4, and it looks gorgeous, beautiful. And it's got new extras. So it's got, I think, one color episode. I saw a few, and it looks stunning, But the problem is I was watching, and my brother wanted to watch something on the TV, and he said, oh, you got to get out of here. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm hooked on this. I can't get away. That's how I am. I'm a huge fan of her. I always have been since I was a kid. But I'm glad I got it. It made me feel a lot better. It really did. Okay. So this is Speaker Science, your host for Van Chicagoland Stories, a podcast. Thank you for joining me. I had a wonderful time talking to you today. Today's not a bad day, kind of cool. The Bears game is on today, so everyone enjoyed the game. Hope they win. And I will probably do another podcast episode Tuesday. Okay. So here's bye-bye for me, and here is Ray Rayner with a little traveling music saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.